answers. Okay, there we go. Um, yeah, so I also want to let you know this is being recorded. So if you um, have questions or something came up and you can't remember what the answer was, we'll be sending this out as well afterwards. Um, Yeah, so what my role is as a residence life coordinator is that I'm considered professional staff within the building itself. Um, uh, my office is located within MacIsaac Hall, the building on first floor. I oversee the residence community, and give guidance to the students, making sure residents have a positive experience within the building and the community of St. FX and Antigonish itself. Um, I'm not personally 24 hours on call, but we have five other RLCs on the team, and there's 24-hour on-call support available between the six of us. So how that works is that we do on-calls every week, and it rotates from week to week who's on. So my main objective, as I tell everyone, is make sure everyone enjoys himself and has an enjoyable year and shows up and leaves in the same state as they got here. Um, a big thing that I like about the building in MacIsaac is that it is one of the few buildings that has strictly doubles. So you will be having a roommate potentially, as long as the other bed is occupied, which I think has a great and positive experience to socialize and learn how to live with other people. Um, so. Every building has a dedicated RLC, residence life coordinator, and like I said, with an office inside for easy access. So, like I said, my office is on the first floor, right beside the main entrance. So, for the most part, if you have any questions or if you want to just come and chat, talk about life and whatnot, my door is always open for anyone that wants to pop in. Um, like I said, any issues, I'm here to help as long as I'm able to. And I'm there to send you to the right resources as well. Um, so yeah, my main job is to focus on the residents' issues itself, but I can also help with things outside by directing to the proper resources and whatnot as well. So for anyone that hasn't really been able to get a view of MacIsaac Hall, we're just going to do a short video tour that we've created here at St. FX of MacIsaac Hall, just to get you a bit oriented of what the building's like. So we're going to get that set up for you now.
Hey everyone, my name is Travis Grace. I'm a Residence Life Coordinator here at St. FX University, and I'm working in MacIsaac Hall. Let's go check it out. Come on in. So this is one of our 4 study spaces here in MacIsaac Hall. Students love to come in here, study or socialize, watch TV, such as The Bachelorette or Sunday Night Football.
Hi, my name's Lucy.
And I'm Alexa.
And I'm a first-year business student.
And I'm a first-year business student as well. And here is a great example of a double room in MacIsaac Hall. As you can see, any brand furniture comes with the room. So we've got lots of storage, a bed, a desk, closet, obviously overhand storage, which is very, very useful. Along with this, we've really taken the opportunity to customize our room. We have photos of our family, our friends, along with any music that we like, just really to make it feel like home.
Yeah, and great to hang out with our friends.
So this is our laundry room. We have 9 units, washers and dryers, and we also have a small space where you can lounge and wait for laundry to pick it up. So this is one of our 5 semi-private bathrooms. We have the toilets and the showers in here. We also have completely private bathrooms as well. So here in MacIsaac Hall, we also have 2 storage rooms, one specifically for hockey storage and another for baggage once you arrive to campus.
So yeah, that's a pretty quick tour of what MacIsaac Hall looks like. We take a lot of pride in it being a very social building. we work really hard in the Residence Life Department to have positive social spaces for our residents. And like Alexa and Lucy showed, um, there's probably more than a million ways to um, remove your space how you want to have your space in the building within your room. You can decorate it to your heart's content, which they showed quite well. Actually, they won coolest room of the building. So if you want an idea of what competition looks like, there you go. Um, so obviously, as you know, Saint FX has big values on socializing and community within the university itself and then the town of Antigonish. Um, we want to make sure that everyone feels super connected even before getting onto campus. Some important ways or easy ways to do that would be social media for your building. So we have an Instagram page, just MacIsaac Hall. Um, I can put that in or the link to that in the group chat a little bit later on. Um, we will also be having a virtual community meeting closer to early August. I will be sending out an email to everyone once you get um, your room locations and you actually figure out what room you'll be in or what building you'll be in at least. We'll also be having events, activities, and socials while you're here, um, as well as send-offs that we do throughout our alumni chapters throughout Canada and the States as well. Um, Also, St. X Student Life has an Instagram page that you can follow as well. And that's where you can find your building pages as well once you figure out what building you're going to be in. Um, so yeah, hope that gives an idea of what the building looks like as well as how to get connected. Um, I know typically there's been Facebook pages that's not run through the university per se, rather people connecting, finding out that there'll be specific class. So if you are already in that, or you would like to be in something like that, I would connect with some people that you may know that are also going to the university. So losing my notes. So yeah, if you want to get involved with events, activities, follow the Instagram pages, like I said, such as the St. X Student Life or the actual MacIsaac Hall Instagram page. Some important things to expect over the summer. So you'll be getting some move-in information will be sent by your email, sent to your email, student email specifically. I want to emphasize the importance of using your student email because that's where all Saint of X information will be sent. So it will not be sent to your personal emails. So if you feel like you're missing out on anything because you're not getting emails, it's probably because it's going to your Saint of X email. So check that quite often, I'd say weekly, if not daily, within the next coming months. Um, there will also be a get ready guide that's sent by the university to you in the mail. Around mid-May with important information about things you need to do before you arrive, such as required courses before you arrive. Furthermore, there's an X starts here, which will be opening late or early July, sorry, late June or early July. So keep an eye out for more information coming. And there will be draws for prizes for folks that do it early, which is super exciting. Um, Aaron, student email is on Outlook. So you should have gotten that once you got accepted. Your acceptance letter, there should be some more information on those in those packages about your email and how to log in and whatnot. Yeah, no worries. There'll be another virtual session specifically for MacIsaac Hall in end of July, like I said, early August. You'll get your room allocations around the start or middle of July, specifically what room you'll be in, and that's when you'll start to find out some more information about who you're living with and whatnot. Um, so some more information will also be mailed with details with how to get ready for coming to St. FX, including what courses you need to take, info how to get set up online, what you should take with you to university, what you shouldn't take with you to university. Yeah, just overall, there's going to be a lot of information coming at you over the summer. So just be prepared for that. Um, Yeah. So a couple things to do if you haven't done already. You have to accept your residence offer. Um, Even if you don't necessarily want to be in MacIsaac Hall, you have to accept your room in MacIsaac Hall to be put on a waiting list for a different building. It is super, super, super important that you accept your residence offer by June 1st to keep your space in residence. This has probably been the busiest year that we've had in housing for quite a few years. And if you, it's better to accept your offer now, just in case, because you never know. Um, Also, later in July, you'll be asked to upload a photo for your ID card. An email will be sent out by the housing department on the steps to do so. This will streamline your process for move-in day. I can say with experience, move-in day is already pretty stressful just in general. And I wouldn't imagine if you're driving from far away that you want to get a photo done that day because it's a bit it can be anxiety inducing, but a very positive and enjoyable experience. One thing I will note for that, if you are going to do your ID card in advance, please take it like you're going to take a passport photo. So background should be blank, um, neck up. We just need photos of your face. And no one else should be in the photo. So like, unfortunately, no pets. I'm a big animal lover. But just need a photo of you, please and thank you. Also, please take a look at new students at the Saint of X page. So just new to Saint of X. This holds more information such as setting up your accounts, email, and your portal, which where portal is where you will be doing all your course registration. Um, Also like registering for classes, what that looks like, completing your varying modules, which is the X starts here. Registering for XAct, which is a 5-week program that helps you develop and enhance skills and strategies to succeed in your first year at Saint of X. Like I said, packing for campus, the do's and don'ts, and then arranging your finances to be successful for the school year. Um, just want to take a moment to open the floor to any questions. Feel free to unmute or type in the chat if you'd like. And then we can go from there. Okay, there we go. Um, Time, how do you get my sickness? Uh, so are all the double living residents co-ed? Correct. We are a fully co-ed campus. We do have li community living, sorry, living communities in which we have an alcohol reduced or substance reduced floor, and then we have non-binary, sorry, and female floor only, and this is in Cameron Hall. Um, but all the buildings are co-ed. Uh, Unfortunately, there's no place to leave tires in the building. We there are quite a few storage areas within Antigonish, but unfortunately, we can't leave tires in the building. Beds are twin size, Mark Ann. But if you do need accommodations due to height, then you can make those accommodations to residents at stofx.ca. How long is the walk to the dining hall? MacIsaac is located about through. I got short legs, so it takes me a little bit longer than other people, but it's no more than a 5-minute walk. Campus in general, from corner to corner, is about 15-minute walk if you're walking slow. It depends also on the weather. Antigonish is notorious for slush at all parts of the year, except the summer, thankfully. So it can take longer depending on weather, but it's usually pretty close. How easy is it to switch roommates? So, if you have someone in mind that you would like to specifically live with, both you and the person that you want to live with have to make that accommodation made through residence at sandbags.ca. Um, I also deal with roommate conflicts or issues just in general. So yeah, depending on what the situation is, we try to work it out so you folks can stay in the same room. But if you have someone specifically in mind that you want to live with, Stuart, then you can make those accommodations for sure. How long does it take to move in on day one? Depends what your time is and whatnot. So a big thing for move-in day is that there's specific times that you'll be given that you should be showing up at. Um, it's really important that you stick to those times just so it's not completely clogged trying to get into your room or trying to get into the building. Obviously, it's a very stressful but enjoyable day to unpack, all that jazz. It really depends on how much stuff you're bringing also. Um, give or take 5 or 6 hours at most is what we'd like, just so you're able to enjoy activities afterwards, just because the university does have a lot of things planned on those orientation days that we don't want you to miss out on. Are double rooms only males or females, or is it mixed? Double rooms are only so it's your uh, assigned sex that you live with. So it's males with males and females with females. Laundry services are free to residents, correct? There is a fee that it's put on your student accounts, but you don't have to use quarters or pay for each load of laundry that you're doing. Um, what can be used to adhere pictures, etc., to the walls? Um, we prefer not a lot of like not super adhesive tape. Double side tape is good. You just want to be mindful of um, taking paint off. Um, hooks, like sticky hooks, can be obviously helpful for storage, but it's a double-sided sword in the sense that if it does cause damage to your room, you will be charged for it. So you just want to be mindful of that. Sticky tack is also pretty helpful. Obviously, it's not the stickiest thing in the world, but we do what we can. Just being mindful of when you are moving in, you want to make sure that you are filling out the room inspection form that will be shown to you later on at the next virtual meeting, just so you're not getting charged for damage that's or any issues that's already there at the end of the year. What appliances are allowed in the room? So, what I will get Lara to do is send in the residence guidebook of what's allowed to be in. So the biggest thing is that it can't have an open element. So obviously you're allowed a mini fridge, and then microwaves are also great to have. Just because MacIsaac Hall does not have any kitchens in the building. But anything with an open element like a toaster, air fryer, are unfortunately not allowed, just as they are a fire hazard within the building. Um, So is August 30th the only day to move into MacIsaac Hall? It's not necessarily the only day if you are going to be late. So the move-in days for first year students are 30th and 29th and 30th, sorry. So if you need to make different accommodations to arrive either earlier or later than that, you'll have to reach out to residents at saintbex.ca. Mattresses. Yep. So mattresses are provided. Perfect. So storage can be used over break. I don't have the cost of what it is, but you are allowed to leave upwards, I think, 3 bins per person. Um, and yeah. So, and how is the money on the account used when I paid for residence? I was given credit. Uh, so I believe the credit would just specifically stay on your account, but you are able to take that money out, I guess is the best way to say it. And as not cash, but they'll write you a check, or they'll yeah, I believe they'll just write you a check at the end of the semester, if you're looking to just take it. Hope that answers the question. So orientation starts when you essentially arrive. Um, so how that works is that when you move in on the 30th, we give you lots of time to fully move in, and then within that afternoon, evening, there is specific events that goes on. So you have all day upwards until I believe 4 o'clock. We haven't fully flushed out the schedule for move-in day or orientation per se. Um, so it'll be later in the afternoon. We'll have like a small barbecue. Well, not small. There's going to be 1,000 of you, but a get together so everyone can meet and just mingle and whatnot. There is student parking, so you'll be sent an email to your student email about if you want to purchase a parking pass. There are specific overnight spots that you can use. If you're looking to have an idea where those are located at, you can look at the St. FX parking map. I can also put that link. Oh, uh, Lara has already done that. Thank you, Lara. Starbucks is the Starbucks a part of the meal plan? So what we have is DCB, which is called also known as declining card balance. It's essentially like a credit card, in which each meal plan has a specific amount of uh, credit that you can use, and Starbucks, you're able to use that DCB at Starbucks as well. What is the length of the single beds, XL or standard? I believe it's 76 inches. Don't, that's not a promise, but I'm pretty sure it's a standard size bed. It's 76 by 28. And like I said, if you are someone who is taller, you are able to request special accommodations through residents at stfx.ca. Vending machines in the residence. Yeah, we have a drink vending machine and like a snack machine on second floor near the east side exit door. Do the rooms come with mini fridgers and microwaves? No, they do not. You will have to provide those yourselves. Typically, you can fit 2 mini fridges in the room, but if you are moving in with someone that you know and you just want to share a mini fridge, that also works. Where do you prep meals if there isn't a kitchen? That's a great question. So unfortunately, there's no real space to necessarily prep meals within the building. Obviously, that can be a bit frustrating for people that are pretty like cook for themselves. I know our meal halls does a really good job at for accommodations if you have any special accommodations for food. And we try to uh, work with you as much as possible. Unfortunately, MacIsaac Hall is just um, doesn't have as much of the resources as other buildings might have for kitchen appliances and whatnot. Does Bishop's come with a mini fridge and microwave? I believe so, yes. I don't want to promise that. I just can't remember, but I believe they do. Yes, there are gluten-free options in the dining halls. You're also able to talk with the school's accommodations, school dietitian, for any special accommodations that you might have. Thank you for all the questions, keeping me on my toes, which is great. Um, how is security on campus? That's a great question. I might be a bit biased because I used to work security, but we have two branches of security within our campus. So we have professional staff security, and then we have student security. Professional staff security deals with lockouts, um, any major issues on campus. And usually those you'll see them in our security office. Student security deals with a lot of events, and they also do nightly patrols of of campus. Um, so yeah, if students are moving in for athletics early, are food plans available from August 15th on? Yeah, that is correct. Um, Sports teams will have access to meal hall earlier, and they'll have special meal plans. So just be prepared for that. How are roommates assigned? Roommates are assigned depending on usually what programs you live or what programs you're going into, what your kind of schedule is. There's our housing assistant deals with all those requests and whatnot and assignments. Um, So, like I said, if there's a specific person that you want to live with, you and that person have to send that email in separately. But yeah, so we look at programs and what your lifestyle is to work best with each other, so everyone um, can hopefully be best friends by the end of the year. What's the Wi-Fi situation like? Um, So our Wi-Fi is usually pretty good. We also are you're also able to hardwire into your room if that's something that you're wanting. So if you're big into gaming or whatnot, you're able to hardwire into the building, so you're able to bring your gaming systems and whatnot. Are there any places to get jobs? That's a great question, Sadie. So campus has multiple different areas and where you can apply, whether that be athletics, whether that be student campus tours, whether that be student security. Even they take students at Starbucks or Sodexo itself. So there's lots of opportunities around campus and then around Antigonish itself to apply. There'll also be job fairs at the start of the year in September, if you are interested in getting a job. Is there a recommended size for a mini fridge? Um, that's a great question, Paul. Never really thought of that one. Just the typical size or standard size mini fridge works. I don't really have like a size comparison chart for you. But just a standard size mini fridge works. Brady, are athletes able to move into MacIsaac in early August? Yep. So any athletes that have training camp and are required to return back early are going to be given special accommodations, but that will all be worked out by your coaches, and you'll be given early communications on that. Do your belongings get checked when we go to school? Our bags are checked. Um, no, no one checks belongings. Um, Obviously, if there's like illegal things that you have or things that would have to be confiscated, obviously we have the ability, it's in your contract, we have the ability to check your rooms if we do believe there's any contraband in there, um, like dangerous items. But we won't randomly ask you to open your bags or whatnot. Is there space in the dorm rooms to put a drying rack out to dry our clothes? Yep. So depending on how much stuff you have, obviously, it can be a little bit more difficult to fit everything in your room. But typically, there is enough space to put out a drying rack for a bit to dry out your clothes and whatnot. Um, yeah. Again, thank you for all the questions, folks. I apologize if I'm missing any of them. Is there underbed storage? Yes, that's a great question. So there's two drawers that you're able to store like clothes or any items that you'd like underneath your bed, as well as there's also like shelving storage up top, and then you have an armoire and then another dresser that you can use for as much storage. How do I get into my Sanevex email? Um, you should have been given um, your password and whatnot when you were accepted into Saint of X. If you're having issues getting in, obviously you are because you're asking me. I would advise you emailing admissions, um, and they should be able to help you out with that. Do rooms come with a nightstand? They do. So nightstand for each side of the bed, each side of the room, sorry. So in total, there's two of each furniture in the rooms. Do we need to supply our own hangers? Yep. Yes, you will. Um, the rooms typically come empty, except for the furniture that's provided for you. Any other stuff like that you need to bring yourself. When do I figure out what courses I need to take? Um, so usually that will be later in June or July, I believe. Um, Connor, do you have the answer for that, buddy? Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, like there we go. Yeah, so your course registration will do it in July. So it feels like a long time away, and you feel like you're waiting on your hands and knees because your friends probably have already applied for their courses and stuff yet. But we just kind of give you the first little bit of your summer to kind of enjoy it, and then the beginning of July is when the course registration is going to start. If you want to figure out what courses to take and kind of what to do to follow your degree, you can either book a meeting with our academic advising and set up a meeting with them to figure out what you need to do and what classes to take. And also, we have an academic calendar that goes down from each program and then what programs, courses you need to take in your first year, in your second year, and your third year to kind of make sure you're on par with everything to go through your degree.
Awesome. Thanks, Connor. That's Connor from recruiting. I was supposed to introduce him earlier, but great guy. New Ross from the Valley. Great place. Are the air rooms conditioned? So there's electrical heating that's throughout the building. It is automatically regulated throughout the building. So there's not necessarily AC in the room itself, but the temperature is regulated for sure. So if you run hot, I would advise not using a lot of blankets, and if you run cold, to bring quite a few blankets. Uh, is there a curfew? Great question. It's not necessarily a curfew per se, but we do have quiet hours. So from Sunday till Thursday, we ask that noise be brought down to an acceptable level after no later than, sorry, after 11 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, it is 1 a.m. So we also have student staff or community advisors. Some other people might know them as residence advisors that work and live in the building, that do rounds and will monitor that as well. Um, how often are washrooms cleaned? So typically washrooms are cleaned daily, at least in MacIsaac. I'd imagine that's for every building as well. Um, Obviously, being a larger building, there's a lot of people using the bathrooms, so we work really hard to make sure that everyone feels comfortable in the spaces they need to, such as the bathrooms. Able to meet with an academic advisor at any time. Yep. So it's a bit busier right now as it's close to the graduation. Our convocation is next weekend, so academic advising is dealing has a heavier load of um, getting processing all graduates and whatnot. But if you would like, you can send an email to academicadvising@stfx.ca. You can also find their like exact email on their website, on the website as well. There's also Lara has also put book an appointment with an advisor link in the chat as well. Um, is the unlimited meal plan normal for resident students or one of the lower amounts? Uh, Good question, Scott. I would say it's depending on like what your expectations are. Like if you're a person that goes 3 times a day, and like you just need to get a meal in, yeah, I would say a limited would be the best. But it also depends on what you're expecting to eat or like what your expectations is on to have for like meals and whatnot. DCB is mandatory with the meal plan as well. How many people per floor? Um, about 40 to 50. So there's, um, I believe there's 10 rooms per floor, or sorry, 10 rooms per hallway, and there's 5 floors. So 10. So about 40 people, I believe. You'd think I'd know how many rooms are on each floor, but kind of blanking here. I apologize. Hopefully that answers your question. Um, So what is provided in the room? So the video is a bit short, so I'll just kind of have go through it. So there's a desk that you can study at. There's a chair that you can use. There's the bed, the bed mattress. There's also drawers underneath the bed that you can store clothes and whatnot. There's shelving units on the wall that you can store more stuff in, and then on top as well. There is a dresser and then an armoire, and then there's a nightstand that you can put beside the bed or you can put underneath your study desk if you choose to. Um, some things that people bring with them would be um, like power bars, shower shoes, and a bathroom caddy to carry all toiletries and whatnot, as well as like lamps for studying and whatnot. Some people bring TVs with them if you choose to. We have um, cable boxes and whatnot in the rooms. So if you were one to watch a lot of TV or cable TV and whatnot, you're able to do that. Um, Things you'd probably want to bring with you if you like to snack throughout the day or stay in your room or overnight. Um, Mini fridge, microwaves are helpful if you're one for popcorn. Those are the big things. And then if you have a lot of totes and whatnot, we have storage down on first floor that you can use. Hopefully that answers your question. How many bathrooms on each floor? Great question. So there's 3 private bathrooms, which include obviously a toilet, sink, and a shower. Um, and then there's our semi-private bathroom. So how that works is that we have 5 bathrooms, uh, and then sorry, 5 toilets, and then 5 showers that are stalled off, and then our sinks are open to um, just in the general public. Um, so there's five of those as well. Is DCB renewable? And can it be used at the bookstore to pay for textbooks? How can I use it? Does it need to be used on the credit card that the meal plan and residence room was purchased with? Uh, thank you so much. Um, so I think I'm answering this question right. DCB is not, uh, it doesn't renew each year. So let's say like you had $300, it doesn't go into the next year. Um, it can be used at our student bar for food. It can be used for like Starbucks, as well as the other areas that we have at the Keating Cafe, as well as our Bloomfield Cafe. Um, it cannot be used for textbooks, unfortunately. DCB is used more for food. Are lamps provided? No, they are not. You will have to provide your own lamp with you. Um, Is there a pool, ping pong table in the general hangout area? Unfortunately not. If you are interested in having something like that, our residence council, which will have some more information, if that's something that you'd like, you can bring it to them to see if that's ability to buy for the building. No fee for cable TV access. No. Hmm. So we have a great swimming pool option here on campus. That is in our Saputo Center, which was recently upgraded. That is included in your wellness fee. Sorry, your uh, that's not the right word. No, not athletics. Exercise fee is the best thing I can say. Um, so how that is set up. So that's what you do is that it's already set up on your student card when you get here. So you're able to use the swimming pool. And then we don't necessarily have a tennis court on campus, but we have one within the community that you're able to use as well. There is a fee. There's a, it's not a health and wellness fee, but it is a fee to use the uh, amenities that such as the gym and the pool um, that are added to your student account. And that's all within your fees for coming to the school. From MacIsaac, fitness center is actually quite a short distance. It's probably about 5 minutes. So all you're doing is just walking west to the um, Amelia Saputo Center, and it's right there, which is really convenient compared to other buildings. We're quite close, which is really nice. DCP cards are reloadable, so let's say you're getting to exam season and you've used all your DCB on Starbucks. If you'd like, you're more than welcome to reload it or add some more money on it. So how that would work is that you'd come down to the residence office and then put some money on the card and re-upload it. I believe video tours will be put on our building Instagram a little bit later on. Um, yeah. Is there a communal fridge in MacIsaac Hall? Unfortunately not. That's why we suggest bringing a mini fridge with you, just so you're able to hold on to your own snacks, any perishable items like that. Um, So how you'll do registration is that there will be a portal. It's under banner. where you will be able to sign up for your courses. There'll be some more information sent to your student email before that happens, and you'll be given a date on when you're able to pick courses as well, and a walkthrough on how to do that. Can you use Starbucks cards at the campus Starbucks? Yes. So they take star points and whatnot. Um, sorry, you're able to gain points or use points if you'd like. How are Amazon orders handled so they aren't stolen? So how that works is that we have a campus mail courier. So once you get to campus, you're able to set that up, get a key, so you have a mailbox and everything. And they hold all orders to that campus or for you at that area. And Lara put some more information on that. I'd advise you not to send anything in advance because you need to set up your postal box before anything can be sent. Um, Lindsay, Lara put, or Student Life, sorry, put some more information on where to send for your address for any online orders. So she might be able to help you there. Yeah, no worries. Anybody have any other questions? Drop-off time starts 8:30, I believe. Um, uh, that's when the doors open and everything. Um, So yeah, you're it's better to show up a little bit later. Obviously it's a busy day, and if you're traveling from a far distance, you want to get here as soon as possible, but 8:30 is the start time. Is there a health center? Yeah, so in our student unions building, we um, we have a health and counseling center. So you're able to get some checkups from the physicians. We also have great mental health services with uh, multiple therapists and whatnot that you can reach out to as well. Um, Family members able to sleep over. Yep. So our policy is that you're allowed to have guests over as long as you properly sign them in, which I will go over later on in July once you are officially in MacIsaac. But it's a pretty simple process, and there's just some guidelines that we'll go through a little bit later. Can family assist you with getting moved in? Yes, of course. We love to have family members assisting. Helps with moving in. Teamwork makes the dream work for sure. Yeah, so actually, Melissa, what we look for is if you're able to drop off all your items right beside the building, and then your parents can go park, and then you can take your stuff up. We'll have lots of support within O Crew, and then some of our athletic teams actually helps out on moving day as well to relieve any stress of moving, because obviously there's a lot of stuff that you may be bringing in. Yeah, whatever's easiest for you, and then try to make it as accommodating as possible. Any intramurals teams? That's a great question, Lindsay. We have quite a few different intramural sports that we have on campus through our recreation department, such as hockey, flag football, soccer. I think we have kickball, lots of intramurals and clubs, sport options if that's what you're interested in. Anything specific for parents during orientation week? I think the first day there is a parent orientation, just to kind of get an idea of what to expect for the school year. But after that, it's mainly we're looking to support the students, of course, and make sure everyone's enjoying their first few weeks there. Will you and your roommate be moving in the same time, or do we have different moving times? So it's depending. It's possible that you will have the same time exactly to get there, but most folks will move in around the same time, definitely the same day, unless there was already an accommodation made beforehand. Parents expected to stay in once their child is set up in their room. No, you folks can leave. No, not really necessary to stick around. I have seen prior the parents may stick around to finish up setting up, but you're not required to stick around. Um, Obviously, it can be a pretty stressful day, like I said, and it can be tough leaving your child in a different location than they once were, but yeah, you folks are good to leave once you're done. Um, is there a way to get in touch with sports teams for tryouts, basketball and volleyball intramurals? So yeah, we have basketball and volleyball intramurals. If you're looking to get in an actual varsity team, um, you can definitely reach out to those specific coaches. I know we have a directory for athletics as well that you can reach out to them. But if you're just looking to play intramural sports, uh, once the sport starts, there'll be some information coming out on our social medias and whatnot that you can sign up for as well. Yeah, so we actually have it's considered hockey storage, but I consider it sports storage. So if you're coming up with like hockey equipment, golf clubs, we have lots of storage available for that, and we have lockers that you're able to use at no cost in the MacIsaac Hall. Yeah, so there's a kitchen. We call it My Kitchen in our Morrison Hall, which is our meal hall, where you're able to make your own food if you choose to. There's a lot of different options within um, meal hall itself to be as accommodating as possible. Um, Yeah, so there is assistance available for anyone that's needing for move-in day if you're coming alone. We have our orientation crew, we have CAs, myself will be there as well. And then, like I said, typically we have athletics teams come and help lug some stuff around. So if you need some help, please don't hesitate to ask. That's what we're there for. Any chance of getting a single room after you've accepted your current room? So, how that works is that once you accepted your room, and you are looking to change to a single, you have to send an email to residents at stfx.ca to be put on a waiting list for a single room if that's what you'd like. Is sports storage exclusively available to sports team members? No, it's if anyone has any athletic gear or sports stuff that they want to store within MacIsaac Hall, you're more than welcome to. I will give you access to that. Excuse me, I'll give you access to that room on your card once I'm able to verify that you actually have items that you need to store. Is single room more money? Yeah, as Student Life said, there's only doubles in MacIsaac calls, so it's only you'll only be living with a roommate, but if you're looking to move into a single room into a different building, it would cost more, correct? So we actually have a sports hockey storage or sports storage room, and then we also have an actual luggage storage room. Um, So they're right next to each other. But if you're looking to just put like suitcases, I would advise you just to put it in regular storage because the sports storage room can start to smell quite quickly. These are all great questions, folks. I really appreciate it. Are you able to lift the bed up to create more storage space? Unfortunately, with how the beds are made, there's no real way to lift them. Just as they're fairly like they're low to the ground, and like I said, there is drawers connected underneath. So it's not really like what you'd see in American style dormitories where there's bunks or you can lift the beds and whatnot. But there is a lot of storage within the room itself, and there's more storage rooms downstairs as well. Um, Yep, lots of sinks in the bathrooms. We also have a sink in our laundry room as well if you want to do any dishes, which is great to have. What is the likelihood of coming off the waiting list for a single room? That's a great question. Unfortunately, I don't have the answer to that. Residence life and housing are completely different departments, and I don't want to give you false hope for something that I'm not fully sure on. Like Student Life said, you'll probably get a better indication after June 1st, which is the deadline to accept offers and whatnot. So, yeah. Also, how do you handle the garbage in the dorms? Great question. How it works is that we have garbage disposal unit outside of the building, which you'll have access to get in and out through our side exit. We also have small containers or like garbage disposals inside each floor for smaller things. But if it's larger garbage, we ask that you take it outside. Unfortunately, no vacuums to borrow. I wouldn't like if you really would like to have a vacuum, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, I would, yeah, bring a vacuum if you choose to. But it's more likely that you'll just need like a small broom or whatnot, which we can supply from our CAs as well. There's small garbage cans that you can use to throw small items in for your recyclables and garbage itself. Um, Laundry room is only on the first floor. There's 9 units. Depending on if you're an early riser or a night owl, it's good to set a schedule on doing laundry and whatnot. Is the water in Antigonish clean? Um, yeah, I would say so. I've been here for 26 years and I haven't nothing's happened to me yet drinking the water, so no, it's good. Um, Hope that's what you're asking. Is there always a lineup for doing laundry? No, after a while you begin to kind of have a habit and everyone gets in their own way of when they want to do laundry, what's the best time to do laundry. Um, I'm working really hard on making sure that we have strict guidelines of making sure people are moving their stuff quicker um, in and out of dryers and the washers and dryers. Um, so what it is that there's 9 units of a washer and dryer, like a dual washer and dryer. So there's 9 of them in the building. Can you use the track if you're not an athlete? Yep. So the track is completely open, as well as the field, as long as it's not being used by athletics at the time. If you're one to go running and whatnot, you're more than welcome to use it, as long as it's not being utilized by other people. What kind of detergent do you need? You can either use Tide Pods or just regular detergent. Um, we're going to be honest here. Not everyone knows how to do laundry. That's totally okay. We'll be doing programs or small like how to do laundry within residence, and then like laundry etiquette and whatnot early in September, just so we kind of have an idea of what to be doing and how to be doing it properly. All right, folks, I can probably take another couple of questions. I just want to say thank you so much for all the questions. I hope I've been able to answer them as efficiently and directly as possible. You all been a lovely crowd, and I'm super excited to see you all in September, whether you're in MacIsaac or not. Yeah. Are there supermarkets near campus? Yeah. So our Sobeys and Superstore are super close. We have a Sobeys, which is pretty close. All you need to do is actually take our Founders Walk, which is pretty close to MacIsaac Hall, and within walking distance. Superstore is a little bit farther away. Probably about a 10 to 15, no, probably 15 to 20-minute walk. Um, but we also have small convenience stores on campus through the Students' Union. So if you just need small supplies, and then we also have some off-campus um, places as well, such as Shoppers and Pharmasaves around town. Are there buses or anything across campus or into town? So yeah, we actually have Antigonish Transit, which is a small thing that we use within the community that can get you from place to place, specifically in marks around Antigonish. They pick you up on the hour of each hour or a specific time for each hour. We also have quite a few different taxi services, as well as if you're going back home for a break or after exams or at the end of the year, we have Maritime Bus that is always on campus to come pick you up at the Keating Center as well at specific times. Yeah, Amanda, there is, I think, so Maritime Bus is your best option from here to from Antigonish to the airport. I believe it's $75. And then if you happen to miss the bus or not, it doesn't work. We also have taxi services that can be a little bit more pricey, but it works. We also have a really great community that if you just need a ride up, we have ride sharing. We have a ride sharing community within Antigonish as well. Overnight parking passes will be available. That will be later in the summer. Usually it's around early to middle of August that you can start applying for those. Um, yeah. How does student life at MacIsaac Hall differ from other halls with it being a quiet residence? So MacIsaac Hall is notoriously a very social building, which I take a lot of pride in because I think the best way to build community and positive community is to be social as possible within a positive environment. Um, it can be a bit difficult if you're not one to really put yourself out there. Um, but I, along with residence life and student life, take a lot of pride in making sure that everyone feels included and involved within the community. Um, I think that's what we strive for as a university in general. But obviously, each building or residence has its own unique characteristics too as well. So, how you live within Bishop's Hall very much differs from MacIsaac Hall compared to MSB or FX Hall. Um, so, Eva, I hope that answers your question. Um, it's not super direct, but I try to um, help as much as possible. Just different cultures, of course. Are the students given a bus pass or do they have to purchase one? So how it works is that there's bus tickets and whatnot that you can purchase through Maritime Bus depending on when you need to. Um, those would be all online, so you can know when you're leaving. You can buy in advance. Usually, our exam schedule comes out within the first couple of weeks of each semester, so you can plan to book your tickets home or rides home as quickly as possible, so it's a little bit cheaper on the wallet for you. Alrighty, folks. I've been very informative. Well, I hope so. I felt like I was just talking in circles the whole time, but that's okay. Thank you again, everyone. If you still have some questions, I'm going to stay on here for another couple of minutes, so please stick around if you do have them. But if not, I hope you have a lovely, lovely rest of your evening and weekend and summer. Congratulations to you all on being accepted. Like I said, super excited to have you. And I hope you enjoy your summer and see you in September.
All right, Trav, I gotta run, brother, but good job, man.
Thanks, Connor. Appreciate it,
I'll see
buddy.
you later, man. See ya.
Yeah.